At the end of my Batman Begins video, I mentioned that revisiting The Dark Knight Rises is going to be interesting. Why did I say it was interesting? Well, here's the answer. I had not seen this movie for 11 years, like ever since 2012. When I watched it on a DVD I rented from a place that doesn't exist anymore, Family Video. Yeah, that was a different era. I really liked it, and I hadn't seen it, and I never watched it again until now. The Dark Knight Rises is what most people would consider the black sheep of the Nolan trilogy, or of this trilogy. You know what? I disagree to that. This is not a black sheep. This is a cold and engaging war epic. Yep, I put this on the same level as Batman Begins. It's not up there with The Dark Knight, but still a hell of an achievement. First off, just take a look at how stacked this cast is. Of course you've got Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, and Morgan Freeman, but you've also got, Tom Hardy, Anne Hathaway, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as well as short returnees like Cillian Murphy, and people in there that I was surprised to see, featuring two unknowns, Glenn Powell and Joey King. Oh, and Marin Cotillard was in this too. So yeah, Nolan was really just banking it with this huge ensemble. And they all give such terrific performances. Michael Caine isn't in the film as much as I thought on this rewatch, but every scene he just chews it the fuck up. Especially when he's arguing with Bruce before he leaves, and when he apologizes to Thomas and Martha. Those are just powerful moments where Michael Caine just carries... Bale carries the scene, both Caine and Bale carried the first scene I'm mentioning, but it's just with Michael, you see he's got so much emotion that he's just holding in. This man is a legend. Same thing with towards the ending when he's apologizing to Bruce's parents. It's just another emotional moment that Michael Caine delivers. This dude is unstoppable. And and I'm so glad he has been able to leave such a massive impact on not only so much of Christopher Nolan's films, but also on cinema as a whole. And besides, it's Michael Caine. Bale once again gives us a more powerful performance, featuring a more emotional and destroyed Bruce Wayne. Especially when he's in the hole and trying to climb that wall. Bale gave everything he got, and it paid off so well. I love him in all three of these films. Gary Oldman once again delivers as Commissioner Gordon. Anne Hathaway really brought her own with Catwoman. Tom Hardy as Bane. Oh man, he's more threatening than I thought. He's more threatening than I didn't think of like when I first watched this back when I was a little 8-year-old. But yeah, it's just, and also like, who knew that a phrase like "let the games begin" could just send chills down me? Oh man. But hey, it takes someone like Tom Hardy to do that. I also really loved Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. He was a great addition to this trilogy, and I really liked the ending they gave him, setting up a possibility of him becoming Robin. Morgan Freeman once again is great as Lucius Fox. I didn't remember, like, there were also just some things that I did not remember when I first saw this. Like, I was kind of shocked to see Cillian Murphy as a Scarecrow in the courtroom scenes, and I was just like kind of shocked to see like a then unknown Glenn Powell, and not like as popular, but like Joey King as the young woman who escaped. But yeah, top tier casting. The filmmaking, as usual, shines. Nolan's directing does not ever stale. It's just so. It's really hard to put into words about his directing, but it's just mesmerizing. Like, he directs the hell out of several scenes, like the final battle, Batman and Bane's first fight, Batman returning, just, and the wall. Bruce's attempts to climb the wall. All just magnificent moments throughout the film. And Nolan, I feel like he was the only person who could have directed these scenes as they were. Okay, what else is there? Oh yeah, I'm gonna put on a little bit of my nostalgia goggles, because if there's one thing that I remembered and loved the most as a kid about this film, it was that we got to see not one, not two, but 3 camo tumblers. I just loved them so much. They looked so badass. I've always dreamed of having one in my backyard. I mean, who wouldn't? It's the Tumbler. Plus, like, they just look so cool when they're in action, especially during that chase with the bat. The bat, I wasn't a fan of it as a kid. I think it's decent. Like, I now think it's a decent thing, but I don't know. I just kind of wish Batman didn't blow up the Tumbler in The Dark Knight. I mean, yeah, we've got the Bat Pod, but I don't know. It just felt like with the Bat, like, they could have made a bit better design. Like, it just looks like they took half the Tumbler, like they cut half the Tumbler, and then boom, there's your flying Bat vehicle. Not bad at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. I wish they could have done a little more tweaking with the designs. Yeah. Another scene that Nolan directed so well was like the Star-Spangled Banner. It was just, it just felt so haunting. Another thing that really shines throughout this film is Hans Zimmer's score. It, like, Catwoman's theme, the Rise theme, the chant. Oh, the soundtrack, like, for the whole trilogy just slaps. I always love to crank it up whenever I put on Zimmer's soundtrack. But I can't think of anything else to say other than like I'm just shocked that The Dark Knight Rises is better than what I remember it being. Kind of like how the live action Scooby Doo, how I thought it was a lot better than I remember it being as a kid. I can see why some people would think this is the weak link or worst of the trilogy, but you know, I disagree and I don't really care. I think this is an excellent finale, and if this was the best they could do, then I applaud everyone. They brought this trilogy to a very conclusive end, and it's one of the best trilogies ever. I pair it alongside the Three Colors trilogy. That's how excellent Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is. So now I only have 3 more films from Nolan left to watch. I hope I can get to them someday. His micro-budget debut following of that film, Memento, and his war epic, Dunkirk. Once I watch those, I'll have seen every Christopher Nolan film. Can't wait to scratch that off the bucket list.